I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review of It from 2017. I am so excited to see it, Chapter 2. I actually get to go see it tonight in about like 3 hours. So, the film was directed by Andy Muschietti, and obviously it's about a group of losers who are getting tormented and getting terrified by this entity who poses as a clown to feed on the fears of children, and he eats them. And this is a movie about them having to come together as a losers club and having to defeat Pennywise before he continues to kill more children. So I remember seeing this in the theaters back when it first came out on opening night with a couple of my buddies. They were my roommates at the time, and I remember just absolutely loving this film. I was terrified, man. Clowns freak me out. That's one thing that I should say right off the bat. Like, clowns have always scared me, and so this character of Pennywise, played so wonderfully by Bill Skarsgård, really got under my skin the first time I watched it. And one of the scenes that to me has always kind of stayed true to that creepiness, that eeriness about this film is the garage sequence, where you have all of the losers who are learning the history behind Derry and this well house. All of a sudden, It comes in and he inflicts his own type of torment on these losers, and obviously you get one of the greatest scare sequences in the entire film, and probably one of the best scare sequences I've seen in a film in quite some time. So this movie, after watching it again, it still stays very fresh. It's still so good. I love it even more than the first time I watched it. I remember also watching in the theater, and there was this Latin American woman in front of us, and I think she went there because her kid wasn't old enough to watch the movie, but she would scream at every single scene. Every scene. It got really annoying, but I understand kind of the reason why she went was most likely because her kid wasn't old enough to watch it, and so she wanted him to be able to enjoy it, and so she went to a movie that she would probably normally not see. And so I wonder if It Chapter 2 is going to be the same. I'm hoping not. I hope, I have really good seats. I get the same seat pretty much every time I go to the theater. So I got my sweet spot seat, which I know there's going to be a lot of people, next to me because it is the best spot in the theater. And so I hope that the experience will be a terrifying one, but I won't hear people screaming audibly loud in front of me or anywhere near me while the movie is playing, because that really takes away from the actual scare, because then it's like I'm more annoyed than I actually am terrified. But that's a side note. That has nothing to do with the film. This movie has an amazing cast of young kids, and it's very hard to find young kids like this who can tell a compelling narrative and do it in such a great way. And these characters, they feel like real kids. And that's one thing that I will say. After watching the It miniseries yesterday and seeing the way that the kids interacted with one another, it didn't feel real. These kids, it feels real because, they talk like kids do. They don't know at all anything that they're talking about. And it reminds me a lot of like Stranger Things. The chemistry that's on display in Stranger Things is the same exact chemistry that you get with these kids in this movie. Finn Wolfhard, obviously from Stranger Things, is in this movie, who plays Richie, and Richie has got to be probably my favorite character in the entire Losers group. And I also really like Ben. I think Ben is a very interesting character because he really digs deep into the lore and the history of Derry as a town and why Derry is so different and so weird. Through Ben, we get to kind of see these losers come together and realize that there is something paranormal out there that is really causing significant mayhem to the people of Derry. The more and more I view this movie, I think I really like Ben's character maybe even more than Richie's, but Richie still has that great comedic timing, and Finn Wolfhard is phenomenal in the role. Let's talk about Bill Skarsgård for a second as Pennywise. He is terrifying. He steals this movie. Every single scene he is in, I am just there. I want to totally be glued into everything that he's doing. And I love the other monsters that he introduces, the fear of the kids, whether it be the leper man or whether it be the painting, like, disembodied woman. I think he works better as Pennywise because Pennywise is absolutely daunting, man. He's so creepy. He's everything that looks innocent and looks playful. But when he starts salivating, especially that opening sequence with Georgie, you see him in the sewer and he's just starting to salivate. you know something evil and sinister is behind that exterior, and I just absolutely love it. And what I also love is that this movie's not afraid to be violent towards kids. Georgie gets his whole arm ripped off. Like, that's insane. And so I love that this movie was a no-holds-bar, and honestly, Andy Muschietti did a phenomenal job directing this film. The film looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of those movies that I feel like it's going to get even better as time goes on. 20, 30 years from now, we're still going to be talking about how much this film really meant to pop culture. And I mean, It Chapter 2 is most likely going to break records this weekend. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to It Chapter 2 and the second part of this story. The cast is phenomenal. The directing is great. The scares work so well. Everything is so eerie and creepy. They play on children's innocence in this film quite a bit, and it works so naturally and smoothly. And honestly, guys, this is a movie that I absolutely love. This is at my top tier of horror films you need to watch. I think this is an exquisite movie, and I can't wait to watch it again. To me, this movie is like a 10 out of 10. I just think this movie is absolutely perfect. There are little nitpick things, say, for example, CGI, maybe they overdo it a little bit with the CGI, but to me it never really loses its focus in the primary scares of this film, which are with Pennywise the clown. So, great film. Definitely go watch it before you see It Chapter 2, just to kind of refresh your memory, and so that way you can be more wrapped into this story and this group of characters. And we're all losers, aren't we? It's amazing to be a loser. And Henry Bowers, man, wow. He's a bully. I think maybe no bully would ever be like that, but, it is a fictionalized movie, so that doesn't bother me too much. Anyway, guys, what do you think of It from 2017? I'm not calling it Chapter 1 because it's just It. Let me know down below in the comments section of this video. Make sure you guys give this video a like. Also, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this, and I'll see you during my It Chapter 2 review coming up tomorrow. Goodbye.